of the Leftover Pants podcast. Matt is on my left. Dave is over here taking Teddy's spot. Teddy can't join us today. He's in the city, having a good time in the city. He'll join us next time for sure. He gives everyone his best wishes. We're all off kilter today because we have Dave here, which we don't have often, and it's daylight out.
Yeah.
Because we're doing this at, 3 o'clock in the afternoon rather than 3 o'clock in the morning for once, so that's cool.
That's why I'm here.
Yep, that's why Dave's awake.
That's why I'm willing.
Matt's going to be coherent today. That's going to be great. Remember that time that you were falling asleep on the podcast? That was good stuff.
I do remember that.
Way back in 2017. We got a cool show for you today. We're going to keep this rolling. It's going to be a little laid back today. It's been a while since we've done this. We're not really in...
Loose.
Yeah, fast and loose, one might say, on another unnamed podcast. That doesn't exist anymore.
Nope. We can take it now. We can take it.
So, I do want to talk about a couple things that we were just talking about off camera, but let's start from the beginning. Matt, what have you been playing lately? Tell us what you've been doing.
Okay, so as far as games, pretty much have just been playing Warcraft, Hearthstone, and Monster Hunter, and on the very rare occasion, Okami. So the HD remaster that came out not too long
You
ago.
could make it through the
beginning.
gibbering.
The first 40 minutes is incredibly tough.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
I tried it again too and couldn't do it.
Once you actually get past the first hour, then you can start playing the game like a normal human being. But it's really, really rough. The first 40 minutes is really hard.
That was my I'm not sure if I'm willing to go this far.
It's like ukulele
So
and
painful.
Banjo-Kazooie levels of bad. Like,
Well, it's a very different era in gaming.
the gibbering shit at the beginning of it was just awful.
It's an art style choice now.
Sounded good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's having the text boxes and such for your dialogue. There were games that had voice dialogue in 2002 or whenever it came out, but
Yeah. But mostly just Warcraft actually right now.
Tell me about Warcraft. You getting ready for the new expansion?
Hell yeah. Gearing up for BFA. Battle for Azeroth. It's supposed to be really good. Playing some of the... I just unlocked the Nightborn for the Allied race. And there should be the High Mountain Tauren that are coming up pretty soon. That I have to build up the rep for, but I'll unlock them pretty
When do
soon.
you get access to your dailies? Because you keep talking about these dailies and I don't.
Well, by dailies, I'm referring to world quests and stuff like that. So when you hit max level, you get world quests on the Broken Isles and on...
Can I just buy max level?
Technically, right now you can, actually.
I thought you didn't.
And I don't have to go on...
I don't.
Oh.
But when you buy Battle for Azeroth, they give you a 110 boost. So you can immediately jump up to 110.
Legion's on sale now for $30 if you want to jump up to 100.
Yeah, so if you buy a Legion, then you can jump up to 100, and then if you buy Battle for Azeroth right after, you can essentially start the game with a level 100 and a level 110, which is fucking nuts, but I'm not a big fan of it, but it's a thing. It's been a thing
weird,
since Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
So I at this point I'm just kind of it's part of the game now.
That was the last time that I considered I could get back into I only played the first one, the original, and then I was I'm gonna get off this ride. And then they released this well if you get the expansion you just get a character that's
basically max level
on par with everyone who's actually been playing forever. And I thought, no.
So from somebody looking from the outside in like myself, who has dabbled in Warcraft once in a while, has not reached max level ever. I think 40 was my max.
So second base in World of Warcraft?
Second base?
Yeah.
Oh. It's been a while since I've been second base.
it's going to be first base here come next expansion because 120 levels. But.
Yeah. But from somebody on the outside looking in, if you're new to the game, isn't it just overwhelming to all of a sudden have 110 levels worth of fucking powers and skills that you've never fucking used before and you're just jumping in? Because they want to give you that so that you can just jump into the new material and the new content, but from somebody like me, it clearly didn't know what they were doing last night, except for turning in fetch quests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't expect many new players to come out of it. For the the way I look at WoW now is, it's on this arc where it shot up, and now it's just making its progressive way down.
But it's still huge.
Right, it's still huge, but they're trying to wean it down to that really hardcore niche audience they're going to be able to make money off of until the game inevitably ends, which will become when it's not really profitable anymore, or they don't, the creative vision, or most of the team that was working on it is gone. Like, they've had the same art director since Alpha of the original Warcraft, like he worked on like Warcraft 2. And then he worked on like World of Warcraft and all the way through. They have the same art director. And I think Chris Metzen left Blizzard not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, he worked on Warcraft for a long time, so that's the first really big one that left Blizzard, and he worked on parts of Overwatch and stuff like that. So I feel like at this point they're really just kind of working their way down and making that slope. So I don't really foresee a lot of new players. I mean, obviously there's going to be new players every expansion, because people are going to be like, whoa, that's really cool, or they're going to remember playing Warcraft 1, 2, or 3 back in the day, and then they're going to be like, hey, I'll try this out because I remember this stuff. And so it's inevitable, but it's not new player friendly in my respect. And they tried their damnedest to make it that, though. Like with looking for raid and looking for group, and just like all the social tools that you have now, it's ridiculous. Like, guilds can send out spam invites to people in a continent, basically, and it send you like an auto whisper with like a guild pitch and all this stuff, and then you get a guild invite, and you're just running around the middle of nowhere. It's kind of crazy. So, but I don't expect a lot of new players.
Yeah. No, I just meant because that's why they do it, just to get people up to date. They do it with pretty much any MMO now. Yeah. Destiny did it too, which was... It's a completely different animal, but when they started to do it, it was like after the first... Well, it was 2 expansions in, but those first 2 expansions were not large scale. You know what? I'm not going to go down the Destiny path. We don't need to talk about Destiny. It's over. What else have you been playing? Anything? We've been battling on Hearthstone still.
Yeah, I kicked your ass a couple times last night.
Did you? Well, I was tired.
No, I mean,
you won 2 games to 1.
That's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was I really kicking ass, though? I mean, I was winning. Kinda.
It's kicking in the general area.
Kicking like the upper thigh, upper back of your thigh.
No, but what about last week when I kicked your ass, though? Do you remember that?
Wow, you can't let go, man.
You were like...
Jeez.
So just gonna start like collecting rings, just like I won this many.
How about them Patriots though?
Speaking of, still got 5. Speaking of achievements that don't matter, we need to get those champ pants.
We do.
From a man over here. I don't know if you knew. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get the champ pants so you don't have your little chicken legs out on every podcast. Like, we need to cover those up.
It's disgusting.
You're gonna get.
This is why people don't tune in.
That's why we have 9 viewers a week. Our last week's video got 9 viewers. 2 of them were me. I'm just kidding. Dave.
Hi.
What have you been playing?
So, just like usual, I'm all over the place. I too have played Monster Hunter World. Not because I'm a fan. Actually, the opposite. I didn't like any of Monster Hunters that I've played up until this point. So, hooray! Monster Hunter World is pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, actually.
They took out a lot of the menial shit, which is really nice.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest reasons. The other biggest reason is like I always hated the old ones because you could just get out of the small areas that you would go to if you ran into any issue, and you just hit like this loading screen and you could be out of harm's way for the most part. Like, I didn't like how the worlds were segmented.
Yeah.
Which of course was required.
It's not now?
No. It's
No,
like
it's one
open
cohesive
world.
thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like an entire open world.
I didn't know
that.
You just load into the area and
Yeah.
then it's yours to
It's
do
massive.
whatever.
And I'm glad that they just blatantly say, hey, so if you haven't really played a lot of these games and you're not that good, use these weapons. We have a lot of really cool ones, but don't do it.
Like the
Don't do
insect
that.
glaive and stuff.
Don't do that to yourself. You know, you're just gonna put this game away. So I'm happy to play around with the beginner weapons, and I'm happy to just kind of grind to make new stuff, to kill bigger things, to make new stuff,
To kill bigger things.
to kill and on. And I don't know if I'm going to hit that wall of difficulty eventually, because I haven't done much playing with other people. I've mainly
Neither have
been
I, if
solo.
I'm being honest with you.
Are you being honest with us though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel it.
He's honest a lot.
I don't even have PS Plus because they
Neither do
automatically resub
Yeah.
you and
Not
steal
doing
your
that
money.
shit.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself,
and,
Sony.
And won't refund you after. For real though.
But Sony, if you're open on supporting the podcast,
By all means, we'll let bygones be.
we'll stop flicking you off. I have PS Plus, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know if I'll eventually hit that wall and just go like, this is too much for me, because it's almost to that effect, like you have to take away chunks of your life to play this game, and I'm not sure. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm also playing Shadow of the Colossus.
You're playing it in 1080p or
No, in 4K, because I have a PlayStation Pro.
a PS4 Pro? Cool.
Yeah.
Looks nice, huh?
It looks
You play it in
wonderful.
60 frames a second in 1080p, or do you play it in 4K at 30 frames?
I prefer 4K. I just like...
It looks prettier.
Yeah, I like style over substance.
Shadow of the disappointment.
It is
Shadow of disappointment.
I do love that they took the time. Like, it is very much a love letter to the game, that they built it from the ground up.
Does it dip in frame rate like the original?
No, not that I've played, at least.
Oh, that's good. At
because
least
I
it
have-
stays at 30.
Yeah, it feels like it's locked at 30. Like, it could probably go above it in 4K, but they probably locked it at 30, I would say. And to be fair, I didn't play a ton of it on PS2 when I originally bought the game, but I have gotten 13 out of the 16 Colossus now. So
Did they add the 6 that they took out from that were cut in the original? Because there were rumors that they were going to.
I haven't seen any signals of that, and I haven't read too much about it. I doubt it. They did add
The coins.
the coins, which actually do unlock a different thing, which wasn't in the original game. But I mean, a lot of the extra stuff in that game is tied to the time attack modes.
Fuck that.
And yeah, I'm not. I'll maybe beat the game, and that'll be it for me. I've also dabbled a little bit with Skyrim VR. So I actually picked up Firewatch because it was on sale for PlayStation 4. So that's been jumping around. But that's more or less. Oh, one thing that you'll be happy about. I bought this mainly for our trip to PAX.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, our trip back.
Yeah.
Our trip to PAX. Stardew Valley.
Nice. Very cool on
for,
Switch.
for the Switch, of
Yeah,
course.
nice.
So
Multiplayer is supposed to be coming pretty soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. I think it'll be neat.
We should talk about PAX real quick. Just a side note. The viewers don't know, because I'm sure they care. I won't be able to go to PAX this year, which really sucks. We usually do go as a group.
we'll have you in your thoughts.
But yeah, I mean, maybe you guys, if you get the chance, with your little Android phones and stuff, you can record some footage or something that we can put up on the page, or if you feel like it, when you have extra time, maybe you could document it, and we could do a little PAX feature this year. At one point, we were talking about doing something pretty big, since we were going PAX as a group, and we were gonna
Hand out cards.
make our business cards and be one of those annoying people that says, "Hey, take a look at our website. Hey, you got a minute?"
But instead,
Gotta start somewhere.
Instead, you decided to procreate.
I got a kid coming. We won't go there. So, anyways, real quick before we cut out, I played some games this week. Played a lot of games actually.
I don't believe you.
I'm gonna give you the abbreviated version because Dave and I just talked about this ad nauseum.
Are you being
outside.
honest?
If I'm being honest about this, though,
What? What? I'm just listening.
if I'm being honest,
Are you being honest with us, Justin?
most of the time? But if I'm being honest, no, Skyrim. So listen, Skyrim.
Bitched out.
No, I'm not done. In fact, I really wanted to go back this weekend. I needed to take a break. I'm about halfway there with the achievements. I got about 890 out of the 1550 or whatever. Really close to a lot of them. The problem is there's this one achievement to kill a legendary dragon. They don't spawn until you're level 78, which I think is the level cap. I don't remember. I'm only level 35 after close to 200 hours. I know there's ways to kind of cheese it. There is one famous glitch that's been patched. You can't do that anymore. I'm gonna go back to it. I just needed a break. I needed to play something else. We were talking about getting burnt out.
I do it all the time.
I went fucking hard in that game. Like, really hard, and I needed a break. So, there won't be any Skyrim talk for a little bit until I return to it. I really do want to finish that off and 100% it, but man, I need to play something else. So, I played something else. Dave, years ago, when Dishonored came out, I love Bethesda, I don't know if you heard. You don't like Dishonored, I'll talk to you. I didn't like it back in the day when it came out. I gave it a good solid try. I was like 3 stages in. Well, I started it over on Xbox. I have all 3 of them now. Really enjoyed it. Stayed up all night last night. 5 o'clock this morning, I beat it. So I beat it in 2 sittings. Really cool game. I enjoy it. The story was pretty cool. My Corvo was a mute, badass motherfucker who killed everybody indiscriminately. Even the civilians who dared partake in the fucking parties with the military and all that shit. And fucking killed them, killed the fucking mechs, killed everybody.
Expendable.
Yeah. Killed the guy who brought me in his boat to all the different fucking missions. Fuck him too. He's dead. Dishonored 2 starts and I'm all like, yeah, Dishonored is great. I want to play as Corvo again. Did a little reading on PC Gamer. Corvo is voiced now. He's a very emotional character that they tried to give him more backstory in, and he's a generic white dude. But they tried to make him more of a relatable human being, and my Corvo's not a human being, he's a Terminator, okay? With a sword. So I decided to play with Emily this time around. And she's fucking voiced by she's voiced by, is it Laura Bailey? Or I get them mixed up.
Laura Bailey or...
What's the other one?
There's more than 2 female voices.
Yeah, but these 2 girls are like the fucking Travis Willingham and that other white dude that's in every fucking game ever who voices every character.
Are you talking about Nolan North?
Nolan North. He's in fucking everything. I know
Troy
he's Nolan
Baker
North and he's
too.
awesome. And Troy Baker. Well, Laura Bailey's married to Troy Baker.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous and
Troy
she's
Baker's
awesome,
in
but
literally every.
But that's the thing, his
Literally.
fucking wife is now too because of him and all the connections he has. So she's in every fucking game. Well, she's in this game too, and she's Emily. So I was very close to not picking her because
Troy Baker's still a really good voice actor.
I know they're great voice actors,
great
but it's
range.
like it takes you. It's like a Ben Affleck film. Every movie that he's in, you know he's fucking Ben Affleck. You know what I mean? He's not Batman. He's Ben Affleck. I like your Batman though. But. My point.
He watches.
Don't leave.
He watches.
Thanks for watching, man.
Our viewership just goes further down in the tank now.
They hated Ben Affleck. How dare they?
But I almost on principle, she narrated so much of the beginning of the fucking game that I'm like, I can't possibly play through the whole game with her.
We're gonna cut out pretty soon.
Yep, in 1 second. But I did anyway. It is important. I did anyways. Now I'm Laura Bailey. That'll probably be a correction for next week. When we come back, we'll have our corrections. Zip it up. Itinerary for tonight. I should be more energetic for fucking it being daylight out and not being 3 o'clock in the morning, but I haven't had my energy drinks yet. Itinerary for tonight. Boom! Special effects. We're gonna have fucking fireworks and shit. It's gonna be great. I'm actually gonna put them in tonight. Corrections brought to you, sponsored by David Fuller. He's actually here in the studio today.
I'm making sure you're doing it right.
Every week he texts me like he takes my homework away from me, which is okay.
And I can pretty much automatically give you one right now for this episode.
For what? Oh! You know, do you want to save it? No, do say it. Then we won't have to put on the corrections.
It's true.
Who voiced Emily in fucking Dishonored 2?
Erica Luttrell
I don't know who
played
that is.
Empress Emily Caldwin the First.
She's extremely attractive.
Yep. Actually, they had a lot of great actors in this.
That's the guy from Thief.
Rosario Dawson, Vincent D'Onofrio, Sam Rockwell. I mean, they had some good people. But Laura Bailey was
Not one of them.
Not one of them.
Okay, that's why we do the corrections segment. We're going to rename it. Corrections brought to you by David Fuller. Excuse me, in the future.
Real-time fact-checking.
Yeah, that's cool. Honestly, because
unlike your CNN.
sometimes, yeah, fake news network. Sometimes I'm aware that we're probably going to have corrections and I'll make a mental note, and I never write down the timestamps, which I probably should be doing during the podcast. Oh, we can't have the desk anymore because you're using it. Anyway.
Fast and loose.
And then I have to fucking rewatch the whole thing. I don't get a lot of time to do that. But I do like doing it so that we can have his corrections. Now, Dave, it's your job.
Oh, great.
You just don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
You get paid in love. So we have corrections brought to you by David Fuller. The new release is coming out in the next week or so.
You bud?
A bunch of bullshit coming out this week. New game announcements. Large-scale game announcements. We do keep it fast and loose. I'm not going to list everything like I used to. It's 2018. We ain't got time for that. Then we have some news, and I mislabeled that. We have the girth. We got the girth of the fucking news that came out in the last couple weeks. We're almost to mid-February. There actually is some news. We got some release dates. We got some delays. We'll talk about all that stuff. And we have a new Quistacular. You could tie the season series today.
Yeah.
I'm
giving you the leg up.
You could tie the season series today because Teddy is up by 1 and he's not here to defend his crown.
Is it still themed? Is it the...
Shit.
Son of a bitch. I liked that.
You're right. I should keep that. I should have a theme. I'm going to do a theme each week. Last week was 2018 releases.
Yeah, I really liked that.
Well, last night we had some delays here with the podcast and stuff and some rescheduling. I had to quickly put another one together last night. It's actually a good one. It's a good one. I didn't theme them. Next week. So, are we ready? Are we ready to begin?
Are you ready, Justin?
Well, is Dave ready? Because it's time for corrections with David Fuller. From David Fuller. Dave, you sent in a couple corrections this week. I should have made you a cue card. The Inpatient, which we referenced last week as a sequel to Until Dawn, it's the third Until Dawn game. But the truth is, it's a PSVR prequel to Until Dawn. It takes place 60 years before the original. I don't know anything about the story, so I couldn't reference it, but I did some Googling and some Wikipediaing. I did get a physical release. It's not a download only. And
I own it.
$39.99. Why wasn't it called Until Dawn? If Rush of Blood was called Until Dawn, why wasn't the fucking Inpatient?
I don't know.
Nobody knows that that's an Until Dawn game.
The Rush of Blood was even less connected.
But Until Dawn was a big fucking deal when it came out. It came out around this time of year a couple of years ago when there was nothing on PS4. It had that, what was that game with the origami?
Heavy Rain.
It had the Heavy Rain vibe to it.
It controlled similarly as well.
Yeah, and people associate that type of game with PlayStation brand, and now you hear about the Inpatient, and you don't hear about the Inpatient because I didn't know it was Until Dawn 2, prequel, whatever, 0. Anyway, how was it? Did you play it?
No.
Okay. Good talk.
It's sitting there. Haven't played it yet.
It's waiting.
Now, when you don't play these games, do you keep them in the shrink wrap? Or do you unwrap them, right?
Typically I unwrap them.
Me too. Yeah.
I gotta ruin the value of them first.
You're keeping them. Staying in the collection. Alright, got some new releases. I highlighted it. Bunch of bullshit, because I don't like what's coming out. We got the Switch port of Owlboy, which apparently was a phenomenal platformer.
Hell yeah, I'm totally
Did you
buying
play
the
it?
shit out of that.
Yeah, did you play it on
Shocking, it's
PC?
coming out on
No.
Nintendo.
Right.
Well, it's
Shut up, Colossus is bullshit. I'm gonna get this re-release of platformer on the Switch.
The secret...
I didn't buy it on PC, so, and it's gonna be a portable version, so I could take it on the
I mean,
plane.
it's cutting edge.
It is cutting edge.
The
Fucking dope. Dope.
Secret of Mana, the remake, that's a big deal. Do you think they have any more physical copies left at GameStop? That was probably a pre-order only
Of what?
thing. The Secret of Mana remake. I know it's not coming out on the Switch,
But I
but
would imagine that.
yeah, it's GameStop only.
To be honest, I'm not sure.
I would
I
imagine.
I'm gonna make a s-
I haven't been
I'll make
into
a trip.
GameStop. I work tomorrow, so I can check for you. Worst case
Yeah,
scenario,
that's
pick you one up.
You're a pal. You're a good pal.
Keep
I
in
like
mind,
it.
I leave right after work, so I'd probably have to text you and you'd have to pick it up because I gotta
Yeah.
get on the plane right after work.
Oh fuck, you're leaving soon.
Yeah, tomorrow at 5 I head out for Burlington to get on the plane.
How long are you gone?
I'm gone till Friday of next week.
Okay. Well, have fun. Let me know how that goes.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, you'll know.
I might make it. Yeah. It's an off-camera chat. I'm gonna go to GameStop after you. Want to go to GameStop? You want to go?
Sure.
Make a GameStop trip. Okay. We also have the Bayonetta 1 and 2 Switch port coming this week.
Fuck yeah. I'm getting that.
I'm interested to see how it's gonna run. I would like to get that eventually.
They ran on the Wii U, so I'm
Right.
sure it's gonna be.
Bayo
nice.
1 was 60
True.
FPS
True.
on Wii U, so if it runs any less, I'll be really disappointed.
And
Like,
it's
really disappointed.
another highlight for the releases, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're coming to Injustice 2. For people my age, that's a fucking big deal because those are the fucking movie versions. He's falling asleep. The movie versions from the fucking early 90s.
This isn't your Michael Bay shit. Okay?
Yeah, not the Michael Bay versions. These are the fucking legit fucking Jim Henson.
Like the ridiculous ones with the goggles and shit?
The goggles?
Yeah. Some Michelangelo or
No, that's the
whoever
Michael
it
Bay
was.
version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the
Not
bad
new
shit.
ones.
Not the new CG stuff. The actual. They had actors in fucking like
In
Jim
plastic
Henson
suits and
Jim
stuff.
Henson
Probably
suits.
dying from sweat and exhaustion.
Those were actually
It's
good.
real.
Yeah, those are good movies. First two. Remember when? Okay, no, focus. They're coming to Injustice 2 in the Fighter Pack 3, along with the Enchantress and some other shit nobody cares about. Oh, Hellboy. Well, that comes out this week. Game announcements,
Well, hey.
bro.
Well, I was. Oh wait.
Oh, you got something to add?
I was just gonna say Kirby comes out really soon too.
It's 2 weeks, I think, right? No, it's 3
Yeah.
weeks.
Or well, it's
March.
March 16th or something.
That's like a month.
Yeah.
That I'm excited
I'm
for.
still really excited for that though.
Me
Fuck
too.
yeah, it's gonna be.
Dope. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited because Kirby. Listen, jokes aside, now we're both extremely huge Nintendo nerds.
Yes.
I'm gonna support the fuck out of Nintendo and the third
I'm
parties.
gonna buy like 6 copies of that Kirby game.
Well, that makes one of us, but I'm gonna buy one. You want to buy one for me?
I'm gonna buy like 50.
Okay.
No one else will play Kirby except for Matt.
Please make another one.
Well, we've had a Kirby game pretty much every year for the last fucking
Well,
like 6 years.
This is the first console one though. It's been 6 years since Return to Dreamland came out, and even before then, I've been begging and begging and begging for them to do double abilities again, and they finally did it.
But those,
So
I didn't know that.
So stoked.
But those 3DS games were pretty good.
Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot.
Robobot. What's the new one? The new one's like a fighting game, right?
Yeah, it's Rumble. It's stupid. It's retarded.
Stupid.
Don't buy Rumble.
Okay.
Don't support that. But
Don't support Nintendo.
don't support the Kirby.
Don't
Rumble
support
game.
bad Nintendo.
Yeah,
support
don't support
good
that.
Nintendo.
Right.
This is the new
exactly.
era of Nintendo.
So, but Planet Robobot not as good as Triple Deluxe, but
Really?
still pretty good. Yeah.
I like the mech suit look.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, there was one pretty big game announcement this week. They announced the. Very close to you, and you didn't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
They
I'm waiting.
announced the season pass for Far Cry 5.
Oh, okay.
And in that season pass, which they're also releasing separately and physically later, Far Cry 3 Classic Edition, just the single player, which is the fucking best Far Cry experience, remastered, plus none of that multiplayer co-op shit that you had to do for the Platinum.
Yeah.
That you and I were literally the only people playing online for.
Yep.
Back in 2012. Had to do the whole co-op campaign just with him because there was nobody to get paired with to get that Platinum because nobody was playing that. And it had just come out. And as big as that game was, but anyway, Far Cry 3 comes out a couple weeks later after Far Cry 5 unless you get the...
I thought it came with the full game.
No, it comes with the season pass. Why do you want something for free? Look at this. I'm going to buy 50 copies of Kirby because they're finally doing double abilities, but I don't get Far Cry 3 with the base Far Cry 5 game?
Well, to be fair, like, that kind of thing has been done before.
True.
Yeah, Bioshock Infinite, if you bought it on PS3, you got the Bioshock for free.
But this is a remaster.
Well,
that was just a fucking download for the port.
This is closer to Call of Duty. So this is Infinite Warfare with that was bundled
and
with...
then people had a problem with that.
They did that because they were trying to offload the fucking extra copies of Infinite Warfare.
It worked. And then they released it separately for what, $40?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Jesus
thought you...
Christ.
So that was in the special edition though. That wasn't the base version of that game.
Well, you had to pay 80.
Yeah, it was $80.
$80.
Minimum.
So it was 20 extra for that. But then they released it separately.
I thought you
like
meant
a year later.
I thought you meant the Infinite Warfare bundle that came with World War II on Black Friday. They started just throwing Infinite Warfare in with
stuff.
Yeah. Anyway.
But like Modern Warfare was coming with
Infinite Warfare.
That was a special edition though.
Yeah, but I mean, you might as well have paid for the season pass on top of that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, there's been other games that give you the previous game for free picking it up.
True.
Like, you got copies of Jak and Daxter with The Last of Us.
Yeah, but that was also just a port. That wasn't even a remaster.
No, it was the HD version of Jak and Daxter.
I don't think they did much to that game, though. That wasn't like...
Just saying.
It was
that's not
a
like
PS2 on PS3.
Yeah.
Or PS2 on PS4 series.
Yeah. But just saying.
I get you.
Yeah,
Throw that out there.
Don't feel too entitled.
Alright. So here's the... Oh, we're to the girth, guys.
Oh.
So, I don't know if you noticed, you do watch every episode, though. Right?
I at least listen.
That's fine. We gotta get this shit out on SoundCloud and stuff soon, but anyway. Reset, okay? It's time for the girth. We need to get like a big fucking dildo special effect or something that goes...
Get that Saints Row dildo bat.
Yeah. You're right, let's cut that out.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Zip it!
We are recording.
Are we?
Alright.
Good. So, speaking of girth, whew, I wish we were recording that. That was funny. Back to business. The girth is today. So, you watch every episode, Dave. The new thing is, for the girth, we get to choose. You guys get to choose what we speak about for the girth of the episode. Because we're not like other podcasts. We're playing it fast and loose. And we give the co-host a chance to direct the conversation.
You make it loose with the girth, is what you're saying.
Oh, that's exactly what I do. So, couple things that happened in the last couple of weeks. One, Microsoft, apparently, if you believe the rumors and the reports, are rumored to be
making
contemplating
to get EA.
Contemplating purchasing other video game companies, and some of the names that were thrown out was EA, Valve, and PUBG Corp. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
The second is that World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth gets a firm release date. That's 9/28, September 28th, 2018.
21st.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And they specifically said on or before September 21st, so it could be prior.
That's weird.
Yeah, they specifically said on or before, which is really weird.
Maybe like people who have already been playing it might get it earlier, or something like that, or pre-order bonus type thing.
What I'm thinking is it's probably going to be something along the lines of like they're going to trickle out the content, and then the official release of Battle for Azeroth is because they like to do it in patches now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe.
Excuse me. The other options are that Monster Hunter World is the fastest selling game in Capcom's history through its first 2 weeks of release. That's a pretty big deal.
Thank God.
Especially because it's Monster Hunter, which traditionally hasn't sold that great in the West. And also because they've had a couple other games that have sold extraordinarily well, including Resident Evil 5. And whatever, if we talk about it, we'll talk about it. The other one is that Bandai Namco is rumored to be developing Metroid Prime 4. Gentlemen,
Hi.
what do you want to talk about today?
Well, I'm kind of going with Microsoft.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest news out of all
That
of
is the
it.
biggest news, yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's a logical decision. I personally would like to talk about BFA, but I mean, I like Warcraft, so. But
You do like Warcraft,
I do.
but we don't know anything about it.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm agreeing with the whole Microsoft conversation.
I mean, the Microsoft thing is a big deal because, let me just direct the conversation a little bit. We talked in depth previously about how Microsoft doesn't have any big first-party franchises anymore except for Halo, which is dying a slow death, Fable, which is dead, Forza.
Not Fable 4 is actually good.
Well, that's rumored. But again, Peter Molyneux.
Confirmation, man.
Yeah. But, well, E3's coming. Apparently Microsoft has a lot of big announcements for there too. But anyway, I mean, you got Halo, Fable,
Gears.
Gears of War, which Gears of War 4 I think was fairly underrated, especially the multiplayer. But I mean, you have these shooters and you have these racing games, Forza, and you don't have much else. And a lot of their other big former franchises like Perfect Dark, they've died. Banjo-Kazooie is dead. They don't have a lot else going for them, so in traditional Microsoft fashion, why not just absorb another company's assets, particularly a company like EA, who could be doing better. They're big, but they could be doing a lot better.
They could be making smart business decisions for a change.
Right, and Microsoft could, I just hope it doesn't turn out like Rare, but they need something.
Yeah,
Basically the point.
yeah. They something has to happen. They have to pick up something. Like the decision to make Fable and use one of their more in-house, because it was Playground Studios, which is
I think so.
The Forza Horizon studio, which got bigger, and now part of them is supposedly making
Splitting the team.
Making Fable.
You know what's funny is my initial reaction when you just said that was, oh God, why are we having the Forza guy work on Fable? But at the same time, we've seen some pretty crazy shit come from guys that make racing games, so I'm gonna shut my mouth.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like at first, my first,
I've been proven wrong on that multiple times. So.
My first reaction was, boy, I hope that this doesn't mean that they stop doing Horizon, because I really like that series more so than
or
the
have
main
somebody
one.
else do it.
Or have somebody else, because those have been just really, really solid. But second is like, why are they having a racing game studio making this?
It's gonna be a Fable cart.
And then there's the thought like, no, really, they've made huge worlds, free roam worlds. Like the Horizon series is all about open world, and they've been magnificent. And if it is a passion project, again, I'm going back to one I gushed over before we hit the new year. Horizon Zero Dawn. That game was made by a company that
Killzone
only did first-person shooters, linear shooters.
That's exactly what I was referencing to. Like,
it's like
I'm not gonna put the
if their heart's in it, and if Microsoft
doesn't
do some bullshit with multiplayer, like fucking Dungeon Master one that we almost got, or a card game, like, yeah, I think they can do a solid job. But that's going to take years. Like, if they are just starting that now, we're gonna be waiting for that for a long time. So they have to do something now to pick up a company that will get them a decent portfolio. Whether that be exclusive titles, which I hope they don't go towards if they do buy something big like EA.
Well, all the sports games being on...
They'll do the Minecraft deal.
Yeah,
They'll have to.
that's,
There's too much
that's
money
my
to be
thought,
made.
is like,
Yeah.
that you make too much money to not have.
The literal rage fits that would be going on if people like are playing on PlayStation and all this shit, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
The next Battlefield is not on PlayStation. Or the
Oh
next
my
Madden or
fucking
the next
god, people
FIFA.
would lose their goddamn minds.
On the inverse, though, there's some other companies that there were rumors of a couple years ago, like Capcom. I think it would behoove them better long term to get mascots and stuff like Mega Man or like shooters like Resident Evil that fit in well with that Xbox crowd.
They've had
But also-
a decent relationship with Capcom as well.
Yeah, like Dead Rising 4 is exclusive to Xbox. They have a lot
Well,
of.
not
It
anymore.
was. Yeah, it
It's
was.
timed
Free
exclusive.
year.
Who attempted?
3 is
What was Scalebound being made by?
Platinum.
Oh, that was Platinum.
Yeah,
Okay. For
But
some
that was a
reason, I was
Microsoft exclusive.
Yeah, I know. I was
And they
thinking. I
said
was
no.
thinking Capcom for some reason, probably because it's so much like Devil May Cry.
Right.
There was
But-
also Sega.
But
They could use
they seem
some
to
help.
have such a great. The thing is that Sega, there's this unwritten code with Japanese businessmen
Yeah.
where if they're going to sell, they're going to sell to Japanese companies.
Right. So yeah.
Same could be said with Capcom, but my thought with Capcom is the inverse of the Madden deal. Like Madden would obviously be on everything like Minecraft is because there's too much money to be made. But imagine the exclusivity rights if they have Street Fighter 6 only on fucking Xbox, and you have to get the next gen Xbox to play Street Fighter. That would be the exclusive, and they could have all these licensing deals for like the fucking fight sticks and everything. And it's the home, the esports home of fucking Street Fighter, and they wouldn't have the exclusivity that Sony did with 5, or the exclusivity problem that they had with 5.
See, like, I really wouldn't want Microsoft to purchase, and maybe this is a mindset, but that only I have. But I wouldn't want Microsoft to purchase a Japanese game developer. I just wouldn't want them to, because the Xbox One sells like literally 6 or
But that's
7
the problem.
units.
They
But-
need to break into that market.
But see, the biggest thing is I don't think the Japanese give a fuck. I think they only care because it's an Xbox, and they go, we don't want that American shit,
Well, that's
and then
absolutely
they just
true.
don't buy it.
But
So
if they
I
have
think-
Street Fighter, though,
I
like
think
something
it would
that's
be
huge like
suicide.
Street Fighter.
I think it'd be suicide for the Japanese market, for Capcom, if they were bought by an American company. I think it'd be like actual like career suicide for all of Capcom.
So I did.
Decent argument.
Yeah. I did listen to. Now I'm not going to pretend to know exactly the legal aspect of this, but so hear me through. I was listening to Easy Allies, my favorite podcast.
As did I.
You heard the Hoag's Law segment. They went into depth about how, for publicly traded companies like EA,
Yep.
I don't exactly know the statute, but it basically says that if it's beneficial to its shareholders, which are their customers,
Yep.
that are feeding money into this company, if it's beneficial from them, they have to listen to and very seriously consider an acquisition from an outside source if it's going to benefit those shareholders.
Which, if it's Microsoft wanting to buy anything,
It absolutely
happens.
will. Just like Disney buying Fox.
It was-
Fox, even if they didn't
they
want to,
jumped.
they have to be like, this is a win-win for everybody.
We're not going to
Impossible stop
lose.
Disney just
Yeah.
because they're our competitor.
Right.
So
Did
if
you hear
EA,
about that? Just to go out derail for a second.
the Comcast thing,
Yeah, Comcast wanted to buy Fox. What the fuck? I thought that shit was in writing.
it's
Come on
pretty
now.
much. It was pretty much done, but now the Democrats, my Democrats, wanted to challenge the legal aspect of things. I don't know exactly how to word it, but basically
They're
there's-
fighting free market capitalism.
Yeah,
Basically,
there's
what's
there's
going on.
anti-competition laws where if Disney were to buy Fox, they would
Considered a
own
monopoly.
1/6 of the entertainment market in the United States
Right.
in terms of feature films.
Which is literally
streaming services.
like crazy. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
So
thing
not only that, they would purchase Hulu in that acquisition.
well,
and-
they own majority share in Hulu. Disney does, or Disney
They
would.
would, yes.
Yeah.
They would own it.
And they want to they're already launching their own Disney streaming service with exclusive Star Wars
Yeah.
and Marvel's TV shows on it. So all of a sudden they would own 2 of the top 3, presumably the top 3 streaming services in the fucking world. So that's why the Democrats are trying to challenge their acquisition, and that sucks from a Marvel point of view.
I
For
think
Marvel fans,
I think it's total bullshit, personally. I think
What
you
is-
should let Disney buy Fox.
I hope it goes through.
Like, they have this shit in writing. The only challenging that is ludicrous. If they want to go after monopolies, go after the airports. Or not airports, but airlines, dude. Airlines are even worse. There's like 3 fucking major airlines in the United States.
They all suck.
Or like
American,
or like
United...
ISP.
Right. Go after
Internet
ISPs
providers.
for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
speaking of Comcast.
Fuck's sake, guy.
If Comcast, the other thing, from a Marvel point of view, this is kind of went off the rails, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Fast and loose.
Fast.
If Comcast steals that away from Disney, the X-Men are never going to fucking...
Absolutely no.
And Sony's for sale now, by the way. Did you know that? Not Sony as a whole, but Sony Pictures is for sale.
Come on,
So
Nintendo. Buy it up.
No, I mean, they could take Spider-Man back away from Marvel.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Sony still owns the live-action rights lifetime to Spider-Man. They're just allowing, they're licensing Spider-Man back to Marvel, basically, so that he can
Do they
appear
have
in the Avengers
do
films.
they have like a thing where it's like they need to make a movie for him every so many
Yes.
years?
Mhm.
They
That's
have
why
that
you're
same
getting the
thing.
Venom film. That's why you're getting the Black Widow.
That's
or
considered a
Black
Spider-Man
Cat.
film.
That
He-
is
Venom?
He's part of the.
Yes.
Well, I thought it was
There's-
just Spider-Man that they really.
No.
It's
Do they have
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man's
his
universe?
villains.
Yes.
It's
There's a
Spider-Man,
Black
his
Cat.
villains, his main.
There's very specific
Yeah.
characters for these
There's very
deals.
specific characters.
That's why when Fox owned the Fantastic
Is that
Four...
why they make up new?
That's why when Fox owned the
animated
Fantastic
stuff?
Four, they also owned the live-action rights to Galactus and Doctor Doom, which are 2 of the biggest Marvel villains of all time. That's why the Avengers couldn't. They had to rely on Thanos, who's like a third fucking rate villain who they're trying to escalate up
Yeah.
to like AAA status because they couldn't have Galactus. But I mean, it worked out. But whatever. Yeah. No. Okay. Superheroes. Great stuff.
Yeah.
But video games, cool too. Microsoft. Who else could they buy though? I mean, there are plenty. There is no
limit to.
there is
Yeah.
no limit to who they could purchase because
They have
huge.
fuck you money.
according to that segment on Easy Allies, they compared Disney's assets in the billions to Microsoft, and Microsoft is like literally 18 times more.
They could buy Disney.
I mean, technically, they have
If
the,
it was just
they have the
money,
money.
then
yeah.
They have the money in the cloud. They can do it.
Yeah.
Um,
So
They wouldn't give a fuck.
The other one obviously was PUBG.
that's more realistic.
It's more realistic. I don't see that as being like a boon though.
A
Honestly.
boon, how so?
Like I don't see that as being something that will net them more exclusives. Like the whole purpose
Right.
of
Would
this,
get them PUBG.
It would get them PUBG. And
PUBG's
it's like,
big though.
and PUBG is huge, but are
It's
you
not
going
going
to
to change
see?
the business.
Yeah, are you
Yeah.
going to see PUBG 2
No.
3 years down the line? No.
Right.
You're not going to get other games out of the PUBG.
It's like the Minecraft thing. People play
Yeah.
Minecraft as a platform.
Yeah.
That didn't get more people to say, well, that's not exclusive to Xbox, though, so that's a
Yeah.
little different. But, no, it helped Microsoft, but it didn't change the landscape of the console wars, which is the whole point.
That's the trick, yeah.
I do want to add one thing. This very clearly indicates, one, it backed up our argument a couple weeks ago on the podcast that Microsoft is going full on into the hardware business. Not just with consoles, but also with probably PC gaming in the
PCs.
future because they want to meld they want to blur the lines between consoles and PCs. They're going to have mouse and keyboard support coming to Xbox soon. They're melding the console generations just by having Xbox and Xbox 360 games being downloadable for life, tied to your account on your Xbox Live account and your Windows account. It's all one thing now.
And Game Pass.
And the
which
Game
is
Pass, holy
fucking-
shit, yeah.
What the fuck?
So we were saying, oh, someday they're going to have Xbox branded PCs. That's just what they're going to do. Well, if they're considering internally, and they did promote Phil Spencer to the vice president of gaming, which was a big promotion for him, even though it's just more money and a different title. They're going all in with gaming now. A couple years ago, even a year ago, we thought maybe they're actually going to exit the gaming industry or not.
Now this is gonna sound terrible. I would really like to see Microsoft buy Activision. Can you please buy Activision?
You would want that?
Yes, please, Microsoft, buy Activision.
That means they have
Please do.
Blizzard as well.
Make Blizzard great again.
Blizzard is great the way it is.
Make Blizzard more great. For real. Make it more great.
It is a miracle that Activision has not ruined.
Yeah,
they pretty much left them
that.
alone. They're just now starting by putting
Well-
Destiny in Blizzard Battle.net.
Well, they've been shilling in WoW since they were purchased before. You know, like I like to believe in the back of my head that Blizzard as a company was not forcing them to shill, like Microsoft or Activision's like forcing them to shill. But I mean, it may very well be part of them. But yeah, for the most part, they haven't fucked up Blizzard.
Activision definitely had at least from the publishing angle, because they don't own Bungie or Destiny, but they're definitely fucking with Bungie and trying to get all those microtransactions and everything going with their player model.
Who made Quantum Break? I'm trying to remember.
Quantum Break?
It is,
Quantum Break and Alan Wake.
yeah, it's...
Remedy.
Remedy, yeah. I wouldn't be... I mean,
That's not a big move either, though.
It's not a
They-
huge
don't
move,
they-
but
they
it's like
do
they've
own
had a
Remedy.
relationship with them, is what I'm saying.
They own Remedy, as far as I know.
Do they own Remedy?
Mhm.
I didn't think they owned it. I think they just had a...
They own the
a
IP,
deal.
No,
Alan
they're
Wake.
I'm pretty sure they own Remedy. I mean, that might be a correction.
Might be a
I thought
correction.
that was under
Dave.
2K's...
No, do it next week.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but
Well,
I'm
add
pretty
some
sure
girth.
Remedy's a Microsoft studio, though.
I think you're right, actually. But you
What
don't
the
think
hell
of
are
it.
they doing?
You don't think of it the same way as you do, like fucking the
Love it.
Coalition or 343 or somebody like that, because
No, I'm
it's,
pretty much on par with the Coalition, at least.
What's the Coalition?
The Gears.
they renamed the studio that does Gears.
Oh.
What did they used to be called?
Black Tusk,
Black Tusk.
which I thought was much better.
What, the name?
Black Tusk, yeah.
You didn't like Gears 4?
I didn't feel like that game had a soul. I felt
That's
like
deep.
it was. I really did. I haven't really. It didn't hit me like
More than Halo 5?
more than Halo 5. I think they really
no.
didn't. It didn't. I felt like they made it because they had to
I'm
an
shocked.
obligation to make another Gears game, and I just feel like
You didn't feel like that spiritually felt like a direct, like this, it felt
I
like
felt
it
like
was by the
somebody-
same studio, like same style writing, same...
the problem is like there's a difference between just the same and progressing.
Oh yeah.
And I think that was the main problem with that game is like they did it again by the numbers of
Played it way too safe.
they
Yeah,
played it
it was
very
very
safe.
safe,
And I understand that mindset, but I felt like it was on par with like Killzone 3, even Killzone Shadowfall to an extent. Halo 5 I think is a little bit better than that because I think they really do want to bring that places emotionally. But as far as the gameplay, that was kind of a shaky one. But I didn't feel like they made Gears of War 4 because they had a story to tell.
Yeah.
They absolutely
Okay.
needed to say.
I get that
"Hey,
angle.
this."
Yeah.
They made it because Microsoft needs another Gears. That's like the main reason they made it.
We should probably end the segment here.
We should. 1 second. I felt, I do agree with everything you said, but I still enjoyed it. But I felt like the Gears, that typical Grammar Xbox fan base,
Yeah.
the Xbots, they would have been really severely upset if they changed the Gears on a fundamental level to evolve that franchise, and it wasn't. It didn't have horde mode. It didn't have 4-player. Well, it only had 2-player co-op this time. But you know what I mean? Like the people that got pissed about Halo 5, they're like, "Oh, you can fucking run now? What the fuck is this?" Well, yeah, bitch. Because if you couldn't run, it's not
Yeah, you're not
2002.
gonna-
Like you need to be
hate
able to run. Like Halo 3, my favorite game of all time, is very slow.
Yeah.
Like by today's standards, it's very slow. Anyway,
Yeah.
zip it. After a long political debate, it's time for the stuff that really matters. Okay, now that we're recording. You ready, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt and our guest, Dave. They both have a chance to even the season series for a Quiztacular. Season 2.
I mean, it's going to be even.
Regardless.
Yeah.
True. That is true.
So it's not a chance. You're going to see it.
Just thought of something.
Yeah.
I Don't have any tiebreaker questions.
It's just gonna pick a number.
Yeah.
Is it the one I'm thinking of?
We'll deal with it when the time comes, if need be. Here we go. Matt, you ready?
Yep.
Quiztacular, Season 2.
I've never been more ready.
Question 1.
An awake for a change.
This is weird. I'm going during the day. Question number 1. Which of the following current gen games act as a direct sequel to the original game in its series? Which current gen game acts as a direct sequel to the original game in its series? Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, Dragon Quest Builders, Dishonored Death of the Outsider, or Sonic Mania?
Builders.
Yeah, I was gonna say Builders.
Yeah, Builders, that was an easy warm-up question, guys.
It was also easy because like we literally
Yep,
talked about it
we
before coming
sure
here.
did.
I would not have known that.
Shit.
This.
That was before I invited him to the podcast.
You're giving him fucking answers, you fucking asshole.
Already rigging in the
I didn't
system.
know he was coming.
Rigging.
Okay. Different.
But I like to be open about it.
Okay, question 2.
He was given the debate questions before the debate.
Wrong. 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 Okay. Which classic video game that Shigeru Miyamoto directed did the legendary designer famously say he was disappointed with because it was, quote, unfinished? Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario 64, or Super Mario Sunshine? Which classic video game that Shigeru Miyamoto directed did the legendary designer famously say he was disappointed with because it was unfinished, in his opinion? Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario 64, or Super Mario Sunshine?
So, every part of me wants to say 64. Because he was trying to rush it out for the N64.
Go to the world.
Final answers?
64.
It is World.
I thought I saw that on a
60,
video on YouTube.
God damn you, did you know gaming?
64 was complete. They did try to rush the SNES and the N64 out, but World was the one that suffered.
Gotcha.
In
Yeah.
his opinion.
But yeah, it was.
It
That's
is-
why I went for it because it's like that's your favorite,
That
right?
is my... Yeah, that's my favorite Mario game.
Yeah.
Sunshine, actually, fun fact, was not even directed by Shigeru Miyamoto.
Correct.
It was Koizumi,
I did not know that part.
the guy who did Odyssey.
But, World, there's only 96 exits. Many of the exits are from the same level. Well, obviously. But there were supposed to be like 100 and something. You can actually see spots on the map where there were supposed to be levels in, and they were never added. Question 3, Dave leads 2-1. Which classic Nintendo game did Shigeru Miyamoto reference when he infamously said, "This game proves that players will put up with mediocre gameplay as long as the art is good"? This game proves that players will put up with mediocre gameplay as long as the art is good. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country, or Star Fox?
Donkey Kong Country.
Which ones?
A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country, or Star Fox?
Mediocre gameplay. I'm trying to determine which one has the most mediocre gameplay out of all of them.
I mean, pretty much all 4 of them.
They're all the same game, it's fine.
Yeah, I kind of want to say Donkey Kong Country myself. But, I'm going to say... Super Metroid.
Final answers?
Super Metroid.
Donkey Kong Country.
It is Donkey Kong Country.
Fuck!
Quick little side note, because those games are very close and dear to my heart. Miyamoto said in an interview like 2 or 3 years after that doesn't get nearly enough press. He says it was completely misquoted. It was a mix-up in the translation to an English magazine. And he said basically what he was trying to say was players care more about the graphics. This is the mid-90s.
Yeah.
Players care more about the graphics and if it looks good than if it's an actual good game. That's what he was saying. And he insists that he does enjoy it.
But still, fuck you, Donkey Kong.
Dave leads 3-1. Question 4. Kazuma Jinochi. You know him?
He was in Tekken, right?
I think you butchered the fuck out of that name.
Kazuma Jinochi. I might have. Contributed music to or composed music for all of the following video games except one.
Yeah.
Which one did he not compose music for? Halo 3 ODST, Halo 5 Guardians, Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, or Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain?
Which one did he not?
Which one did he not make music for or contribute to in any way? Halo 3 ODST, Halo 5 Guardians, Metal Gear Solid 4, or Metal Gear Solid 5?
ODST?
So this is either really obvious or really complicated. Because it sounds like a guy that should be working on Metal Gear.
Look at this sweet fucking tattoo.
Sounds like a guy that should be working on Metal Gear, but...
Why? Because he's Japanese?
Yeah, because he's Japanese.
The trick...
If I'm being honest with you.
Are you being honest though?
I am.
Are you being super honest?
Yeah.
Can you just be honest all the time?
Yeah. Good.
If you want, we'll talk through this.
Oh, you're gonna...
I'll copy Dave and say ODST.
Well, I'm just saying, like, here's the ODST
Fine,
was
Ransom.
still under Bungie, whereas Halo 5
Was 343.
was 343. But Metal Gear, both obviously still, both versions are under Konami, but Metal Gear 5 was a different time period altogether,
Yeah.
which they went heavily on specific music from that era, but still going with the fact that it's different with Bungie and 343. So
Yeah. I'll say ODST as well.
Final answers?
Yep.
Can get my chapstick on.
It was Metal Gear Solid 4. Guns of
It
the
was
Patriots.
Halo 3 ODST.
Oh, okay.
That was Marty O'Donnell, my boy.
Yeah,
Who
that's
did
what
the
I
music
was
for-
pretty sure Marty was still doing those.
He left when Bungie was leaving Microsoft and sued them.
God, I loved that ODST.
Yeah, me too.
So deeply moved.
Great games. Boy, 4 sucked though.
I thought 4 was pretty good.
A lot of people do. It was my least favorite. Even like Reach more than that.
1 was pretty good.
Dave really toughed it out. Let me just tell you. Dave really toughed it out because I needed one more level done on Legendary because my Halo partner kind of backed out on me that day and didn't want to do it again because it was ultra hard. One fucking level left to beat Halo 2 on Legendary to get this achievement. On the Master Chief Edition, so this is years later too. And Dave stuck there for 3.5 hours. Most of it in that one fucking room. Trying to get out of that one goddamn
It took you that long?
fucking room. Yes.
Holy shit.
Halo on Legendary is insane. Unforgiving. Dave was furious, like breaking shit. Dave was angry. But I really needed that achievement. I really needed his help. And he stuck through it.
Like now to that level, I have like the same reaction. Like if you had never gotten sick on food and you can't
He
look
can't
at
play
it.
Halo 2.
It's like I can't do that.
He felt that way before playing that level.
Yeah, I always felt like that was a inferior game overall, just because it's like it didn't have an end.
I hated that growing up, well, going through college, but then playing it through the Master Chief Collection after all these Halo games being together, I appreciated it so much more afterward. Like, didn't realize, because I remember when we first met, I hated that fucking game. I was like, that is the fucking outlier. Anyway, thank you, Dave.
Yep.
Dave leads 4-2. We're moving to question 5. You guys ready?
Yes.
Which of these games takes place at the very end of the timeline of the series in which they belong? End of the timeline for the series.
End of the timeline.
These are going to be themed questions that might come back up soon. Worded exactly the same, just a different series. Shadow of the Colossus, Eco, or The Last Guardian?
Oh, fuck you.
Which takes place at the end of the timeline? 3 games in the trilogy. Which comes last? For reference, Eco came out in 2002. Shadow of the Colossus 05. The Last Guardian.
That
16.
never helps with Japanese games. That never helps.
Yeah.
Which one takes place
In the last? Now, don't be fooled by The Last Guardian. Don't be fooled, because I'm pretty sure The Last Guardian was the origination.
Yeah, I think it's Ico.
Yeah, I think it was Eco as well.
Whichever pronunciation it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Eco, but if I can, now this is up to you. Do I get bonus points if I guess the whole thing
order?
right? Do I-
It's in
do I get
reverse.
bonus
It's just
points?
in
that could be a
reverse
tiebreaker
order.
question.
It's just in reverse order, is what you're saying.
We'll do the tiebreaker after. Partially because I'm 98% certain it's The Last Guardian. But
Guardian's the last.
I'm pretty certain, but I should look that up.
I think Eco is. I mean,
I know Eco's
I'm not
after
sure.
Shadow.
I can tell you that, like, yeah, I remember reading about it, but I
Because-
can't remember.
because
anything else.
I would think. Fuck, now you're making me rethink my logic here. Because the Guardians in Shadow of the Colossus.
That's definitely the first.
Yeah,
Because of the ending.
yeah.
It makes direct reference to Eco.
Well, because you kill all the Guardians in the first one, and then the second one would be the Last Guardian, and then
I haven't played The Last Guardian. I don't know what...
not many people have.
Yeah,
If
I
I'm
own
being
that
fair.
one and have not played it.
Oh. We'll look it up for next time, but for now we'll say it's Last Guardian.
But yeah, I think you might be getting confused between the Colossus
Yeah.
and the Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
The
I'm
Guardians.
It's like that creature is very different from the Colossi.
Yeah. Okay. Dave leads 4-2. Question number 6.
I don't think it's that different.
True or false?
Fuck.
The entire...
It's
I
gonna
choose fuck, yes.
It's gonna bug the shit out of me.
The entire Grand Theft Auto series takes place in the same continuity. True or false? The entire Grand Theft Auto video game continuity. Every game takes place in the same continuity.
Yes, true.
That is true.
They make references to the other cities in the other games.
And the
They do, but
shitty
those originals were vastly thematically different.
Yeah.
And very goofy. But they do.
They reference San Andreas like fucking crazy in 5, I've heard, and
Yeah.
Liberty City and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I mean, those original 2 games were very different from
Oh, yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 were much different. And had multiple playable characters. Anyway. Dave leads 5-3. Banjo from the Banjo-Kazooie series made his first appearance in what classic Rare video game? Did he first appear in Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, Conker's Bad Fur Day, or Jet Force Gemini? Which game did Banjo make his first appearance in?
Did Diddy Kong Racing come out first?
Can't tell you.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, Conker's Bad Fur Day, or Jet Force Gemini?
I'm gonna say Diddy Kong Racing because I'm crazy.
Final answers?
Diddy Kong Racing.
Still Banjo-Kazooie.
Is Diddy Kong Racing.
Fuck yeah!
Came out in 97.
I thought it was before, but I was like, wait a second.
Conker and Banjo both made their first appearance in that game. Rare owned characters. Banjo came out in 98, Conker came out in 99. Jet Force Gemini came out in like 2000 or 2001, I think.
I was pretty sure, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Like Dave leads
It's,
5-4.
5-4. Which Major League Baseball player has appeared on the most video game covers throughout their career? Oh, that was a good one. Is it Derek Jeter, Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, or Sammy Sosa?
Ken Griffey Jr.
yeah, I think it's Ken.
I'm impressed. It is Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. I'm just like literally going back and just thinking, okay.
I mean, fucking Jeet was on like everything. Remember when they first did the 2K games? He was on every year. I'm like, this is the only fucking baseball game on Xbox. Why did I not buy a PlayStation?
Isn't he running a team into the ground currently?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Miami Marlins. Absolutely decimated. It's a complete disappointment. Absolutely unbelievable.
I don't even follow baseball, and I know
Completely
he's
ruining
decimating a team.
Ruining his reputation and completely destroying a franchise. Dave leads 6-5. 2 more questions.
It's gonna be a close one.
It's gonna be a close one. Which video game was the first ever to portray murder on screen and cause a media frenzy upon its release in 1976? Was it Death Race, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, G.I. Joe, or E.T. Extraterrestrial?
Death Race.
What were the choices again?
Death Race, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, G.I. Joe, or E.T. Extraterrestrial?
Are Death Race and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 different things?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be an amazing combo though?
What a great fucking Netflix
Texas
movie that
Chainsaw
would be.
Massacre, Death Race.
Death Race edition. Well, they want to do a Chucky movie in World War II now. Did you hear that?
What?
Yeah. I don't know how. I didn't read the article, but
That's how Hitler died.
Jesus
Chucky.
Christ. Well, you know, I didn't think they could do anything differently, and then the most recent Chucky movie was really good. Did you see it?
No.
I'm gonna ruin it. Spoilers.
I think I saw it. It was on Netflix or some shit, right?
Yeah, it just came out this Halloween. You don't understand right at the beginning how it's happening, but
Wasn't it in a psychiatrist?
yeah,
Like,
the last 2 were.
Yeah.
He split his fucking. He got a new spell where he's splitting his essence into multiple
Consciousness
Chucky
instead.
dolls. Well, he did that in previous movies, but not into multiple. He could just transfer his consciousness to one to the other. All of a sudden, there's like fucking 50 Chucky dolls with the same fucking Chucky inside. Okay. So, World War II, sure. Death Race, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, G.I. Joe, or Extraterrestrial?
1976.
Yep.
I'm gonna say E.T.
Death Race.
It is Death Race.
I'll let you have that one.
E.T. was that was not why they were upset with that game.
E.T. didn't come out until 1982.
Yeah.
The movie.
I was in the general ballpark though.
Where are you there? Because that was the gimme answer. That's
don't
the
know.
absolutely not the correct answer. I always put one in there sometimes that's absolutely the wrong answer. But
I'm waiting for the curveball.
Dave leads. What do you lead?
7-5.
7-5. Here we go. Last question.
So
We'll do the last question. Which Nintendo franchise has the most entries in their respective core series? Spin-offs do not count. Core
you
games.
get this one. Probably.
Core games. Is it Kirby, Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, or Donkey Kong?
Core games?
Core games in the series. Spin-offs like Mario Party and Mario Golf and stuff like that doesn't count. So, for example, like Hyrule Warriors would not count for Zelda. Core games in the series.
Say them again, please.
Kirby, Mario, Zelda, or Donkey Kong? I figured this would cause an argument, but it's not going to decide the game. So
Kirby. I like how he's actually just like going through every single game in his mind, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Is it Kirby? I watched a video on Kirby recently. I think it's Kirby.
Nah.
He's doing it.
You're not gonna win anyway. It doesn't matter.
He's
No,
rain.
but I-
he's
I-
rain manning it. Okay.
And then
This isn't for the game. This is for him.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Zelda.
It was Kirby.
What?
Kirby has 21, Zelda has 19.
What the fuck? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did the Game Boy ones count as the main lines, I'm assuming?
They started on Game Boy, so yeah.
Didn't think about that.
Kirby's Dream Land was originally on
Shit.
Game Boy, and then Kirby's Adventure
Right.
was on
I-
NES.
I'm somewhat pleased because I won that particular question for not caring about Kirby, and you had like a discussion
It's
like-
about Kirby.
It's like in
earlier.
Hearthstone when like you're down to 1 HP and like you do the
then
extra
just-
big one at the
And
end.
then Cthulhu comes out, right?
Cthulhu, and then
Yeah,
you get that.
it's Cthulhu.
Why don't you go fuck yourself? All right. I'm gonna Cthulhu you in the butt. Dave, the guest spot has won one. They are tied with
For the
Teddy.
first time, a guest spot has
Really?
won.
No,
Right.
second time.
Is
Who
it
won?
second?
Yeah, you won one time
Oh, yeah, you
last
won.
season.
I didn't win last season.
Did it not mean anything to you?
I
Did you keep your eyes open while
I
we did
didn't
it, or?
win last season, I don't think.
I think it is.
Did you get Cthulhu anywhere in there?
I might have gotten Cthulhu.
Do you know what Cthulhu is?
A fucking card.
Oh, I
don't
just
know.
set myself in the dick.
That's-
Okay.
That's a good way to end an
Thanks for
episode.
watching.
Good way to end. We'll be back. We're gonna be doing this every 2 weeks. Thank you for watching. We're not done yet.
Okay.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Zip it.